Hello, Henry from Belgium here. Today, a nice video about Playmobil set 3419, Fort Randall from 1980. I have the box, the manual, and all the parts. I had this set when I was a child, and I used to play with it for hours. So I'm really going to enjoy building this set again after more than 35 years, and sharing it with you. This has become a true collector's item, especially when you have it complete with the box and the manual. This box consists of an inner box and an outer box that you can slide off. The inner box is nothing special, just plain cardboard, with compartments provided to store the parts. If you are handy, you can easily recreate this with some ordinary cardboard, a knife and glue. But beware, during my research I noticed that there are different versions of this inner box. Some have a print on the bottom, or the compartments on the inside are arranged differently. I suspect this depends on the country where it was released, or on which edition it is. The outer box looks very beautiful and colorful. A big photo of the fort supplemented with additional photos of sets that you could buy extra to build a complete Western city. It's a nice box that invites you to buy and play. The condition is not perfect, I see some ugly stains here and there, but overall it's not too bad. Don't forget that everything on the table here is over 35 years old. The large photo at the front shows how to build up the set, and that's necessary because the manual is very limited. Unlike Lego sets, the manual for Playmobil sets is often just a single piece of paper. In this case, the paper is printed on both sides. This side describes how to build the fort and which parts you need. And this side describes how to build the headquarters and the accessories that go with it. Even though this is just a silly piece of paper, it is still important to have it as a collector. This is missing in 90% of the sets when you buy it secondhand. Here you see a clear scan from both sides. If you want this as a reproduction for your own set, you can take a screenshot and print it. As you can see, I have already sorted the parts here. And there are a lot of them, but I cannot say for sure how many there are exactly. The manual does not mention the number of parts. And unlike Lego, there is not really a website such as Brickset or Bricklink, which describes all the sets and their parts in detail. There are sites that come close, but they cannot always provide certainty. So I have done some more research and compared sets and comments on forums, and I think I have the set 99% complete. The first thing I have done was sort the parts and split them up into the parts for the fort and the parts for the headquarters. I've also put all the figures, accessories, horses, and weapons in this box. The cannon consists of several parts, and I have sorted them in this here. And finally, the hinges with the corresponding key are in this box. Now I can start building the set in an easy and structured way, and discuss the different parts. I'll start by building the headquarters, the flag, and the watchtower. You can connect the different wall panels together with these hinges. There is also a special key included, but this is mainly intended to make it easier to loosen the hinges when you want to store the set. Here's a nice sticker. Unfortunately, it hangs a bit crooked, but hey, so be it. I'm already glad that it still looks shiny and has no damage. The windows and doors are actually also separate parts that you normally have to install, but it has already been done. And then it is a matter of putting the different parts together. The parts are made of robust plastic, and they have a beautiful structure and finish. Here are some nice details, and the headquarters are ready. It looks quite big. The American flag, which consists of 2 stickers, is also a very recognizable part of this set. Nice that the original rope is still included, and you can effectively hoist and lower the flag without it sliding down. And as a third element, there is also a large watchtower. It also consists of different elements and is easy to put them together in the same way as the headquarters. There, the first part is finished. I will now first discuss the figures and accessories, and then I will continue building the second part of the fort. There are 5 figures in the set, 4 men and 1 woman. Here you see the only correct shape and colors. Please note that all figures do not have flesh-colored hands. One male figure has a red scarf and hat. The rest of the figures have a yellow scarf and cap. Furthermore, 2 horses with matching saddle, table, chairs, and a bed. And then each figure has its own accessories, such as a saber with holder, various guns, an extra American flag, a hunting horn, and so on. It's about the number of these accessories that I cannot give any certainty. For example, there are 3 guns pictured on the box, though here I only have 2. There is also a ladder in the set, and I've read on various sites that there should also be 2 ladder holders in this set. These are 2 small parts that serve to extend the ladder and mount a second ladder on it. These are not pictured on the box, and not in the manual, but I do find this on different inventory lists on the internet. So I guess that they should have originally been included in this set, but unfortunately I don't have them here. Feel free to post a comment below if you have additional information about this. And then there's the cannon. It consists of several parts. Here it's important to know that there are 5 bullets in total, I am sure. 3 that you can put in the openings, and then 2 as a spare. The cannon reminds me a bit of the cannons from the pirate Lego sets. They work with a spring, and you can fire bullets perfectly with them. Very nice. You can really shoot figures with it, or fire at walls. The cannon rammer is an absolute added value. You don't really need this, but it's fun to have it around and play with it. The only thing that bothers me a little is that the gun barrel is out of proportion to the large wheels and the rest of the design. But despite that, for me it is one of the nicest parts in the set. I had a lot of fun with it when I was a kid. I can now start with the last part, which is assembling the headquarters with the other wall pieces together with the necessary accessories. There is 1 large wall piece, supplemented with 14 smaller wall pieces. This is nice because the smaller wall pieces make building even more fun. And it also offers more options if you want to make alternative constructions. There is a kind of platform on the side, which also consists of various parts. To secure this properly, hinges with 3 connection points are also included. Finally, I finish everything with these light brown floor panels and these parts to strengthen the sides. At the top, I put a nice plate here with a sticker on it. The doors each contain an important part. This is often lost or broken off. Because of these parts, you can barricade the door with this bar. Please note, this was the second fort that Playmobil released. The very first one was Fort Union from 1976. Also nice, but you can clearly see that it contains far fewer figures and accessories. And it's also a lot smaller. This Fort Randall is actually some kind of upgrade with lots of extra parts and accessories. I think that the result is wonderful. It really takes me back to my childhood and my memories of spending hours playing with the figures and creating my own Western stories. It's a very high-quality toy, made from good materials and with an eye for detail. The colors are well chosen, a beautiful design, and many nice details have been incorporated to ensure a good playing experience. And that is why this Playmobil Fort Randall deserves a nice place in my collection. Feel free to comment below this video, and don't forget to subscribe, it's free. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.